Today on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out, we are looking at relationship clutter. Learn how to declutter your life with tips when dealing with negative people in our New Year, New You month.
Welcome to Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out with Julie Coraccio. Every Tuesday at 1 p.m., hear easy to implement tips on decluttering all areas of your life: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic. Learn how to release clutter and get organized to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire. An award-winning professional organizer and coach, Julie is passionate about supporting people in clearing clutter so they can share their gifts with the world and live a more joyful and fulfilling life.
Most of us have to deal with negative people. It's part of life. As I have mentioned before on this podcast, we tend to become who we hang out with. If you notice that a lot of the people you are spending the majority of your time with are unhappy and complaining, you might want to examine how this is affecting your life and creating emotional clutter for you. I have seen many people, including myself, struggle with dealing with people who bring them down. They don't want to be mean or hurt someone's feelings, but at the same time, they are suffering. It is okay to have healthy boundaries and make a change when it comes to people in your life. Here are some things to consider when dealing with negative people. In your professional life, it might be more of a challenge. If you have an extremely negative coworker, you probably don't have the option to fire them, so you need to have a strategy of dealing with them. In your personal life, you have more leeway. If you choose, you can end a friendship. Here are some things to think about. How long have you known the person, and what is the level of friendship? Are they a relative or someone you must have interactions with? An ex-spouse, for example? How has your relationship been in the past? Has there perhaps been an event that have changed things? Has your friend mainly been a good friend and it's just been recently that they've been negative? These are all things to ponder. Here are some strategies. Ignore them. Not always easy and not always possible, but an option. You can tune someone out. At work, talk to your boss, or if it's a personal relationship, talk to other friends or family. Say you've noticed they are really negative all the time and see if others have any suggestions on how to handle. Perhaps someone else would be willing to have a conversation. Talk to the person. At work, this can be risky. They could end up resenting you or end up having an aha moment. I had a coworker once tell me I was standoffish. I never saw this about myself because I was so shy. It was hard to hear, but I appreciated it because when I knew about it, I could work on it. I did check in with myself and ask if this rang true. I'm always open to other people's advice, but I always check in with myself. And in this particular case, people did think I was standoffish, although that wasn't my intent. If they are a friend, have an honest conversation and tell your friend what you've noticed and how it makes you feel. They might not be aware of how negative they are. Someone once pointed out to me about 5 years ago that I was pretty negative, and they said, just scroll through your Facebook post. They were right, so it was something I could be aware of and work on. When someone begins to talk negatively, ask them to share something positive about the situation. Do this often enough, and they might start to shift and think. Quickly end the conversation when they start to talk negatively. Again, they may or may not notice. Offer to be an accountability partner. When you are together, if they start being negative, gently point it out. Set boundaries. If you continue to be negative, I'm going to get up and walk away or change the subject. January is Get Organized month and a great time to declutter and start the year clutter-free to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire. For the entire month of January, we have special discounts exclusively for podcast listeners on our Declutter Your Life course, either the workbook or video, the How to Get Organized video collection, and the Do-It-Yourself Home Organization Game Plan. The discount code is PODCAST. Visit reawakenyourbrilliance.com for more information. Allow the relationship to naturally fade away. Don't make plans. Take a long time to follow up with someone. Some people might not agree with it, but sometimes I think that this is the best course of action. Some people aren't open to conversations and really don't want to change, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean you have to try and make a conversation happen or be held hostage to their negativity. Limit the time you spend with the person. This might be the only viable option in some cases. For example, an ex-spouse. If you have children, they're going to be a part of your life. End the relationship. This is the most extreme, but it is an option. I recommend trying to have an honest conversation if possible, though. But remember, you have to choose, and you always have a choice, what is best for you. Remember, it's a process. I have been clearing out some friendships that weren't really positive for me, and it's taken some time. I just didn't want to cut them off or chop them at the knees. I tried to have honest conversations. That didn't always work. And so most of them are naturally fading away, and that's okay. I chose to do what was best for me. Remember, sometimes it's no one's fault when a friendship is ended. The relationship may have served its purpose, and it's time to move on. You can respect each person's individual journey. If they're choosing to be negative, that's okay. You can respect it and love it, but not have to be involved with them. Try not to have any expectations. Someone may or may not hear what you have to say. You may be planting a seed, and that's great. It's not our purpose to change others. Remember to have good self-care as well and have a game plan if someone can't be avoided. Prepare for before, during, and after. I like to envision myself with gold light surrounding me. I know others who wrap white light around themselves. Saging yourself or your home after someone has been there is also an option. If you're at a family event, have a partner to support you and not having much interaction with someone. Ideally, you would get to the place where someone's negative behavior didn't affect you, but most of us aren't there. And even if we are able to be neutral about some people, there are usually one or two that can throw us. But I view those as a gift. There's something inside of me that I need to release, change, or let go of. Takeaways from today's podcast. You may not be able to end all negative relationships, but you can limit the amount of time and interaction you have with someone. Consider if the relationship is worth salvaging. If it is someone you see twice a year, then it might not be worth it to have a conversation. But if it is a close friend, it might be worth a difficult talk. Have a good plan for self-care before, during, or after dealing with someone unpleasant. Go out, clear the clutter to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire.
Thanks for listening to Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out. Sign up for our newsletter and receive a free copy of our 10 clutter-free living tips. Ready to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire? Learn about Julie's services including coaching, classes, affirmations, aromatherapy, and her unique How to Declutter Your Life course and more at reawakenyourbrilliance.com. Don't forget to subscribe and join us next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.